Hello, classmates. Today, we will enter an important part of the production technology of flowering Chinese cabbage, the prevention and control of diseases and pests. As one of the vegetables planted in southern China, the yield and quality of flowering Chinese cabbage are directly related to the economic income of farmers. Therefore, it is crucial to master the effective prevention and control methods of diseases and pests. We will conduct our study from two aspects: the identification and prevention of common diseases, and the identification and prevention of common pests. The learning objectives of this lesson are: 1. Identify the common diseases and pests of flowering Chinese cabbage. 2. Master the prevention and control measures of common diseases and pests. The common diseases of flowering Chinese cabbage include black rot, soft rot, virus disease, anthracnose, downy mildew, etc. The common pests of flowering Chinese cabbage include aphids, striped flea beetles, cabbage caterpillars, armyworms, etc. First, let us learn about the identification and prevention of common diseases. 1. Virus disease. 1. Symptoms. It can occur at all growth stages. In the early stage, the veins of the heart leaves become pale and show a semi-transparent clear vein appearance. Subsequently, the veins lose their green color, forming a mosaic pattern of light and dark green. The leaves are wrinkled and uneven, and sometimes brown spots or streaks appear on the veins. In the later stage, the leaves become hard and brittle and gradually turn yellow. In severe cases, the diseased plants are stunted and stop growing. The roots are underdeveloped, and the cut surface is yellow, brown. 2. Occurrence pattern. It is caused by the infection of multiple viruses. The viruses overwinter on seeds, weeds, and diseased plant residues. In the following year, they are transmitted through aphids, contact, etc. The disease is severe in cases of continuous cropping, adjacent planting of diseased crops, insufficient fertilizer, and poor growth. Flowering Chinese cabbage is prone to infection in the seedling stage before it has 6-7 leaves. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease-resistant varieties. Arrange the cropping pattern reasonably. Avoid continuous cropping or adjacent planting of cruciferous vegetables. Control aphids during the seedling stage and spray new high-fat film in a timely manner to form a polymer film to reduce virus transmission. In the early stage of the disease, high-fat film, the original solution of 83 resistance enhancer, virus, Ning, virus, Jing, an antiviral agent number 1 can be sprayed 3-4 times. 2. Downy mildew. 1. Symptoms. It mainly damages the leaves, stems, and flower stalks. The disease starts from the outer leaves. Small light green to yellowish spots appear on the front of the leaves. After expanding, they turn yellow, brown, and form polygonal spots due to the restriction of the veins. When it is humid, white mold appears on the back of the lesions. In severe cases, a large number of outer leaves wither. 2. Occurrence pattern. It is a fungal disease. The pathogen overwinters in the soil with diseased plant residues and can also overwinter on the mother plants. In the following year, it is transmitted and infects through wind and rain. The disease develops rapidly at 16-20 degrees Celsius, and it is severely prevalent in conditions of rainy weather, heavy dew, and insufficient sunlight. In addition, The disease is severe in cases of continuous cropping, repeated cropping, low lying land, poor ventilation, excessive density, malnutrition, and weak growth. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease-resistant varieties. Use therum, Ridgmay, chlorthalonal for seed dressing to sterilize. Avoid continuous cropping or adjacent planting of cruciferous vegetables. In the early stage of the disease, ethoprophos, Ridgmay, Fan, Polike, M45, etc., can be sprayed alternately 3-4 times. 3. Soft rot. 1. Symptoms, also known as rotten gourd, rotten knot, water rot, etc. It mostly starts in the later growth stage. In the early stage, the outer leaves of the plant wilt and can recover in the morning and evening. In severe cases, the leaves wilt and cannot recover. The outer leaves lie flat on the ground. The base of the petiole and the medulla of the root and stem are completely rotten, turning yellow, brown and having a foul smell. 2. Occurrence pattern. It is a bacterial disease caused by bacterial infection. The pathogen overwinters in diseased plant residues and compost. The main means of transmission are through rainwater, irrigation water, compost, etc. And the main ways of invasion are through wounds and insect bites. The disease is prone to prevail under climatic factors such as low temperature, rainy weather, high temperature, and poor light. For example, it is severe in cases of continuous cropping, flat bed cultivation, rough management, and many wounds. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease-resistant varieties. Varieties resistant to downy mildew and virus disease are also resistant to soft rot. Avoid continuous cropping with cruciferous, solanaceous, and cucurbitaceous crops. Sprinkling lime powder around the roots can prevent the prevalence of the disease. Use Kaifangning B1, Zhangshengmycin, and Zhengchanzhen for seed dressing before sowing. In the early stage of the disease, agricultural antibiotic 1-0, agricultural streptomycin, neomycin, Dexin, etc. can be used for spraying or root irrigation. 4. White spot disease. 1. Symptoms. It mainly damages the leaves. In the early stage, small gray, brown circular spots are scattered on the leaf surface. Later, they gradually expand into circular, irregularly circular or circular lesions. The center turns gray, white, with 1 to indistinct concentric rings. There is a pale, white or light yellow, green halo around the lesion, with a diameter of about 6-18 mm. In the later stage, the lesions merge with each other to form large irregular lesions. When it is humid, a light, gray toxic substance is produced on the back of the lesions. Later, the lesions turn white and semi-transparent and rupture and perforate. Generally, the outer leaves are first affected and the disease spreads upward. 2. Occurrence pattern. It is a fungal disease. The pathogen overwinters on the soil surface with diseased plant residues and can also overwinter on seeds or seed plants. In the following spring, it is transmitted by wind and rain. The suitable temperature for the occurrence of the disease is 11-23 degrees Celsius, and the relative air humidity is above 60%. The disease is likely to occur in conditions of low temperature, large temperature difference between day and night, much dew in the field, and foggy and rainy weather. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease resistant hybrid varieties. Rotate crops with non-cruciferous crops. Soak the seeds in warm water at 50 degrees Celsius. In the early stage of the disease, tridimorph, myclobutanol, thiosulfan, carbendazim, Dazen M45 can be sprayed alternately 2-3 times. 5. Anthracnose. 1. Symptoms: it mainly damages the leaves, petioles, and veins. The lesions on the leaves are small and circular, with a diameter of about 1-2 mm. They are initially small pale, white water-soaked spots, and later expand into gray, brown, slightly sunken lesions with a brown edge and a slightly raised periphery. In the later stage, the middle of the lesion fades to gray, white, extremely thin, semi-transparent, and easy to perforate. The lesions on the veins, petioles, and stems are mostly long elliptical or fusiform, light brown to gray, brown, with a deep depression. In severe cases, the lesions combine and the leaves turn yellow and wither. When it is humid, a light, red sticky substance is produced on the lesions. 2. Occurrence pattern: it is a fungal disease. The pathogen overwinters in the soil with diseased plant residues or on seeds. In the following year, it infects the plants through raindrop splashing. The suitable temperature for the occurrence of the disease is 26-30 degrees Celsius, and it occurs severely under high temperature and high humidity conditions. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease resistant hybrid varieties. Rotate crops with non-cruciferous crops. Soak the seeds in warm water at 50 degrees Celsius, or use carbendazim or therum for seed dressing. In the early stage of the disease, carbendazim, anthracnose fumigate, non-gang 1-0, thiophanate, methyl, antibacterial agent. Dazen M45 can be sprayed alternately 3-4 times. 6. Black rot. 1. Symptoms: seedlings are damaged, and the cotyledons and heart leaves wilt, dry up, and die. When adult plants are diseased, the lesions develop from the leaf margin inward, forming a V-shaped yellow, brown necrotic spot, with a pale, yellow color around the lesion. When the lesion is in the middle of the leaf, it is an irregular pale, yellow, brown spot. Sometimes, it develops into a network of yellow veins along the veins. The midrib of the leaf is light brown. The damaged part rots. The leaves are distorted, and some turn yellow. When the humidity is high, the diseased part produces yellow, brown thick or oil-soaked wet rot. 2. Occurrence pattern: it is a bacterial disease caused by bacterial infection. The pathogen overwinters in the soil with seeds, seed plants, and diseased plant residues. In the following year, it is transmitted through diseased seedlings, fertilizers, wind, rain, and agricultural tools. The suitable temperature for the occurrence of the disease is 25-30 degrees C. High temperature and high humidity are conducive to the occurrence of the disease. The disease is severe in cases of continuous cropping, early sowing, low-lying plots, rough management, serious insect damage, and many mechanical wounds. There are also differences in disease resistance among varieties. 3. Prevention and control measures. Select disease-resistant varieties. Use therum, ridomil, chlorothalonil for seed dressing to sterilize. Avoid continuous cropping or adjacent planting of cruciferous vegetables. Use Theorem and Afropunk to apply in furrows or holes in the sowing row to kill the pathogens in the soil. In the early stage of the disease, Afropunk, agricultural streptomycin, neomycin, chlorotoxin. Theorem can be sprayed alternately 2-3 times. Next, let us learn about the identification and prevention of common pests. 1. Aphids. 1. Damage symptoms. Generally, adults and nymphs gather on the back of the leaves, the heart leaves, and the top of the inflorescence to suck the sap, making the damaged leaves turn yellow, curl, and even fall off. At the same time, they can also transmit virus diseases, causing fusiform lesions on the stems and branches, and deforming the young stems, which seriously affects the yield and quality of flowering Chinese cabbage. 2. Prevention and control methods. Imidacloprid, Actera, methomyl, Tolstar. Melathion can be mixed with water for spraying. Spray once every 7-10 days according to the pest situation. Winged aphids can be trapped and killed with yellow boards. 2. Striped flea beetles. 1. Damage symptoms. Adults feed on the leaves, and the damage is the most serious in the seedling stage. The larvae only damage the roots of the flowering Chinese cabbage, bore into the root bark, bite off the fibrous roots, making the leaves wilt and die. They can also transmit black rot and soft rot. 2. Prevention and control methods. Cartap powder, Lorsban EC, Jujia, trichlorvon crystal. Bisultap aqueous solution can be used alternately for prevention and control. 3. Armyworms. 1. Damage symptoms. The larvae damage the whole plant. When they are young, they gather on the back of the leaves to gnaw. After the 3rd instar, they disperse to damage the leaves and young stems. The old larvae can bore into the fruits. 2. Prevention and control methods. Spray chlorantraniliprol suspension concentrate and azidoroxton EC during the peak period of the 1st to Indian star larvae. 4. Diamondback moths. 1. Damage symptoms. Newly hatched larvae can drill into the leaf tissue to feed on the leaf interior. After the 2nd instar, they gnaw the leaves, leaving a layer of epidermis. The 3rd and 4th instar larvae eat the leaves to form holes. In severe cases, the leaves are eaten into a net shape, posing a great threat to flowering Chinese cabbage. 2. Prevention and control methods. Corazin, Lufenuron EC, Flucyclochron EC, Cypermethrin EC, compound cabbage worm bacteria. Abamectin EC can be sprayed alternately for prevention and control. Diamondback moths have a tendency towards yellow and light. They can be trapped and killed with yellow boards or black, light lamps. Today, we have learned about the common diseases and pests of flowering Chinese cabbage and their prevention and control methods. I hope everyone can seriously remember the characteristics of these diseases and pests and apply them to actual agricultural production to contribute to the sustainable development of agriculture. After class, please think about the following question. 1. Flowering Chinese cabbage is a variant of cruciferous Chinese cabbage, and its diseases and pests are similar to those of cruciferous vegetables. Please consult the information on the diseases and pests of cruciferous vegetables and list the characteristics of other diseases and pests of flowering Chinese cabbage. This lesson is over. Thank you all for listening.